So I actually just repotted this orchid. I took a video, but the footage for the first half did not have any audio because I forgot that my front camera on my phone does not record audio. The microphone is broken for some reason, and so I forgot to film on the reverse camera like what I'm doing right now. So this is the orchid repotted. I'm now going to play the clips from when I was repotting it in the first half, and there's no audio, so I'm going to play some music. But basically what I was doing was I took it out of its old pot, which is this pot right here, and it's very small. The roots are very crowded. It has been in there for 3 years, and that is the orchid that I saved. It had no roots. This one right here. Not that orchid. But in that video I have that says how to repot orchids that have no roots, or how to save orchids with no roots. This is the orchid, and it bloomed so much, and it just really needed a new pot because the new roots had nowhere to grow, and it was drying out really fast. So I basically squeezed the pot, took out the roots. That was very hard, and I broke some, but that's okay. It has lots of roots in it. And then I took out all the medium, and then I soaked the orchid. And I think after that, I now have some videos that have me talking in it. So yeah, I'm gonna start playing the video, and sorry if there's no audio, but that's what happened. Okay, so now I move the camera here so that you can see a little bit, because I'm kind of ignoring the fact that people are going to see this. I don't really have a proper camera setup. I'm using my phone, and I'm using 2 pots to stand it up. So it's not the ideal situation. Okay, now I think I should add some sphagnum. I like to do layers. So I do layer sphagnum on the bottom, and then I just put bark, and then I add more sphagnum. So I'm about to do that. I need more moss, so I have a chance to show you how this orchid moss works. The compressed moss. So I don't know if I should do too much because I don't really need that much. So I'm going to try to break this. Okay, I broke it. So I'm going to put that little chunk inside and add some lukewarm water. And it's already just like opening. Look how fat it already got. So if it soaks up all the water, I add a little bit more. And you can literally see it growing bigger. So it's soaked up all the water. I'm going to add more until it can't hold anymore. Look how much moss from that little tiny brick. And so this brick is actually 8 liters of moss. So that's quite a bit. And I should tell you how much it was also. It was $30, including shipping. Well, $27. And that's including shipping. So that's pretty okay. Okay, and so I think that's all it's going to soak up, because the water is just sitting at the bottom. So from a chunk about this size, I got a lot of moss. That's more than enough I need to repot this orchid, like for the rest of the repot. And let me show you the entire brick. It's really big. I've only used 1/4 the brick, and I've repot so many orchids from it. So it's definitely a good price for how much moss you're getting and how nice of moss it is. So I'm just going to finish putting the moss on top. Okay, and this is the orchid fully done. Definitely really needed to go in a new pot. The new roots are a little bit buried now. I put them in underneath the moss, but here's one right here, that root. They should grow and take over this pot just like how they did to the last pot. I will be looking after this one. It's going to be outside actually, so should be fine. The orchids that I have outside, I don't really do anything because it rains here in summer. Maybe we'll have like a dry spell for a few, like maybe 2 weeks at the most. That's when I will go outside and hose them down. Other than that, I don't really do anything. So yeah, this is the final orchid repot. I really needed to repot this orchid, and I don't know why I put it off for so long. So moss at the bottom, a layer of moss, then there's bark here, and then there's moss just on the surface. This isn't full moss, and yes, it's a clay pot, so it will dry out faster. That's why I have moss all over the orchid. So that's all. That's the orchid repotted, and I'll update you on its growth.